and welcome back to my channel. This is day 19 out of 30 of me talking to the camera. The purpose of this challenge is to help me gain camera confidence, and in the description down below I do have a link to day 1 which will talk about more of the reasons for this challenge. In today's video, which up on my screen you will see this guide that I've been using to help me give me topics every day. And in today's video, we will be discussing a mistake that I've made and the lessons I've learned. And we are going to talk about a mistake that I had last year. So just to give some background on my company. So the team that I work on handles the servers in our field. We have almost 800 shops. And so the servers that we have, most companies I've seen go for more cloud-based servers. We actually have to have a physical server on site, because in the event there's a hurricane or something, our shops kind of service people. For those of you who don't know what industry I work in electrical distribution, and so that's why we need to have the servers physically there, and we have like some backup stuff for them in case if their systems do go down, that they still have time to get their server shut down without their servers having corrupted data. And well, we had gotten a call that one of our shops burnt down, and this was during some fire up in New York. So we're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do? And so we spun up a server, we kept it on our workbench, and so it was just kind of there for a couple months until they could find a new building. Well, I got tasked with shipping out the server, and I was under the impression that since they already had their place of location, that in our directory where we have all the phone numbers, addresses, and who the managers are, that would be up to date with the address. Normally, whenever a shop moves, we will make note of like where they're moving to on the Excel sheet, but generally that is quickly updated and put into the directory. Well, I was sadly mistaken. That did not happen. I should have double checked my sources. And so I shipped out the server, which I think this particular server was like at least $2,500. I shipped out the server, and so our shipping cutoff is at 4, and server was already picked up and left. And I sat there before I was getting ready to leave, and I said, oh crap, is this sent to the right location? I just realized that the address seemed too similar to the OG from what I recall. And so I start scrambling, and I look at the shipping history, and I saw it got shipped to the wrong address. Nobody updated the address. So now I'm like, I'm in a pickle. What am I gonna do? So I'm like, hey boss. He's like, what'd you do this time? And so I told him the situation, and so now we're panicking. I'm like, okay. So we were trying to confirm we were trying to do something there to see if we could change the address on the website, UPS's website. And guess what? Their website's down. How convenient. So we get in touch with their tech support, and keep in mind, we also remoted into, I think, each shop in every time zone to see if their website was down or if it was just for us. Nah, it was their systems. So we get tech support on the line, and we're like, hey, we really need to locate this, can somebody help us? And the guy's like, well, the website works fine for me. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to seem like we're a big corporation here that's worth billions, but, And he just started saying, well, it's working for me. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's because you're on the UPS network. And he's like, yeah, well, maybe not. He's like, it was also working just fine on my phone. I said, okay, can you double check on your phone? And I'm like, can you check with the cellular network tower instead of relying on the UPS network? He's like, oh, well, sometimes it can be a little spotty. I'm like, well, try it anyway. He's like, yeah, well, I can't get to the site right now. I'm like, is it really that your phone's down? The network is down? Or is it that just UPS's website's down? Never got an answer. We're over here trying to tell the guy how to troubleshoot his stuff, even though, yes, we're the IT department, but, bro, what? So he wasn't able to help us, fair enough. And, website eventually came up like an hour later, and that's when we got told, yeah, there's nothing you can do, and, good luck. I'm like, okay. So the next day, I'm like, okay, well, we'll see if we can have UPS, like, halt the shipping. and see if somebody can pick it up. And so I'm making phone calls to the local UPS shop. I'm trying to get in touch with an actual person here. And by the way, UPS, good luck trying to get in touch with a person. You won't get in touch with a person using their 800 line. Tip, if you're trying to get in touch with UPS, call their technical support line. It'll get you straight to a person. So yeah, so we were expected, oh yeah, so I'm over here trying to call the local shops to see, like, before the delivery if we can, like, change the address, because online we weren't able to change it over the phone. They're like, sorry, too late, can't do anything for you. I'm like, okay. So I'm calling the manager saying, hey man, there was a bit of a screw up. And they're like, okay. He's like, well, can I pick it up? And so now I'm trying to contact, so I contacted their local UPS. They gave me the phone number for the warehouse. I was holding the server, and I'm trying to call them, and I don't think that worked from what I recall. And so the manager had to, you know, I think they said that if someone's willing to go up. And so the manager, I think, was going to send his wife or something. And I'm like, dude, they're going to need your ID. You know, you're going to have to go. And so he was an hour away. He managed to get there and then said, you know, he was telling the UPS guy, he's like, I can see my server right there. I need it. And he's like, sorry, man, this is like return to sender because the address is invalid. And it was like, boy, give me my server. So long story short, he did get a server. I worked my butt off to make sure that the guy got his server. And the mistake here is to learn to double check your work and to make sure that you are actually, you know, just double check your stuff before you actually go through with something, and check multiple sources before you actually do it, because if not, you're going to be working extra and overtime to make sure you correct your mistake. I think that's been probably my biggest screw up at work. So, but anyway, so that is going to conclude today's video. I hope you liked me talking about my fail of a work story, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Please consider liking and subscribing to follow the rest of my challenge, and if not, it's cool. I mean, what am I gonna do? Adios, bye.